Komatakweasan. The power to succeed. Day 14. You have the power to succeed. Today I'm bringing this healer song from natives in here from BC actually. I do have an eighth of Aboriginal blood in me from southern Ontario, but out here in the west in British Columbia I learned this song actually from an adopted Lakota, an Irish shaman out here on the islands. I learned this healer's song when my first daughter was born, and I learned it through this medicine of the sacred pipe. I was carrying the pipe, and it's about healing. This is a newer song actually, but was written by Chief Dan George, and his son Bob George actually married my husband and I within a Hindu temple, no less. That's a whole nother story. Today I want to talk about and bring up and acknowledge our ancestors and acknowledge what's in your bloodline, what's in your hereditary history. And if you think back to your bloodline, your mother, your father, that you were born from, and if you think of how healthy were they in their minds, did they find success? Did they create success in their lives? Or when you think about it, did they resign to being failures? Did they make their goals come true, their dreams, their idyllic lifestyle come true? And you think back to your grandmother and grandparents, and I'm talking your blood lineage. Think about it. What's in your DNA? How you were raised is important too. I was adopted at 7 days old into my mother, into caring arms, and yet I know my parents did not necessarily reach or fulfill their goals. It was much healthier for me and much more according to reaching goals and being success, I would say. But it's still a sense of grinding, sense of just reaching middle class. Fulfilling dreams seems a little out of reach in some ways, and yet very caring and stable home is important. So that one would say is successful. I grew up in a very caring home. And at the same time, I would say, you know, like it's unfamiliar for me to see people reaching their success. So, and even dating back to my great-grandparents, lots of pain there. My great-grandmother on my mother's side was full-blooded Native American, and she passed away at 28 in childbirth. My grandmother passed away at 28 during an illegal abortion on the couch, and my mother watched that death. These are not positive symbols of success in any way, shape, or form. In the women's side of my blood lineage is not very healthy at all. And I love my mother I grew up with. I respect my ancestors. But you know, there's not a true example for me to see breakthrough and powerful, empowering success of living the idyllic lifestyle. My mother that I grew up with, I feel closest to her, and I respect how strong she actually lived her life, very disciplined and helpful and healing and generous. And yet she did limit herself. She didn't push beyond suffering, I would say. Financial struggle was always kind of there, right? Even though she grounded out and provided. So that was healthy for me to be around and to respect and learn from. And at the same time, there's still no sense of like freedom or financial freedom or to be able to spend quality time together. It wasn't a lot of time for that. We always sort of have to do this, do that. That was, got to get this done. My mom had to put a lot of effort and not a lot of playtime, and her own dreams were hard for her to really acknowledge or to attain or see as something possible. And there was that sense of just wait, one day we'll get to heaven kind of thing. Next lifetime, beyond this lifetime. And yet she always provided beautiful housewarming reality and meals and get-togethers. And yeah. So also, you know, my mother had me at age 28. So I said to you how my great-grandmother died and my grandmother died at 28. It's very suicidal type vibrations. And my mother tried to kill herself the same year I was born. And I was not wanted in the family. I was the sixth child, and they were a very broken, unstable relationship. And also my birth father probably, well, he doesn't acknowledge me as his, so that's a mess in and of itself. And so there's no sense of sensations of success. And when you're growing up in the womb, whatever's going on biologically affects your brain, and you can transform this, but it takes a lot of effort to say, okay, I'm going to increase my brain power, I'm going to nourish my brain physically, emotionally, mentally, and I'm going to support my brain. This takes time, and it takes a daily decision. So if you have any inkling at all right now in your life, and there's not a lot of brain power in your hereditary history of success, empowerment, but if you have an inkling of a dream at all to have extreme success and live idolically and live healthy and whole and strong and create an atmosphere of healthiness and happiness for you and your loved ones, your family, your community, if you have an inkling of that at all, congratulate yourself and decide to nourish your brain today. At whatever amount of nourishment you can give it, and just congratulate yourself for desiring the power to succeed, and increase that power, and know that it really does start in your brain. When you get headaches or such, like, you need to just spend some time breathing, drink really healthy water, and just give yourself some extra love if you feel weak, and know that you're doing a miraculous change in your lineage. And if you've come from a successful background, if you've been surrounded by success all your life, and just acknowledge that and really tap into that. And if there's something wonky about it, then, you know, so take a look at that and see how you can improve or help your brain increase its strength. Because really, brain power is the first place to increase and break open the blocks, to expand your brain, to grow in ways that you haven't seen happen in your lineage before, let alone what's physically been nourishing you in the womb, or even people's attitudes and all the hormones that were going on when you were developing affects you. And you're restructuring your whole system and healing your brain. So acknowledge that. Acknowledge that it takes some time. It takes conscious effort. And sometimes you're going to feel confused. You're going to feel weighed down. But know that, no, I can choose the power to succeed, and I can take care of my brain today. I can even give yourself a massage, a neck massage, opens up all that blood flow, and your brain needs that blood flow. So if you get neck tension, you get shoulder tension, you get mind tension, take a break, go sit on a swing. I sat on a swing this morning because I felt way out of it. And you know what? Sitting on a swing and swinging a little bit, have your partner push you around. I started to feel better about myself, and I started to look up at the sky and just be like, whew, you know what? I might have felt confused and I didn't get what I wanted done, or something didn't go right, or I felt like I fell off my clarity. Remember, resume recovery. You have the power to succeed, and you're doing huge changes in yourself, which affects those around you and the whole planet. So just continue to love yourself and feed your brain the power of success.